On the 25th of October 2017, a woman boarded a budget flight from Sofia to Athens, carrying the secrets of a $4 billion empire. She has not been seen since, and today her face sits on the FBI's 10 most wanted list, with a $5 million reward hanging over it. To understand how she vanished, you need to meet the doctor, because Ruja Ignatova held a law doctorate and an Oxford master's and a McKinsey consulting job. She was fluent in 5 languages and on paper the smartest person in every room she entered, which is exactly what made the next part so easy. In 2014, she stood on stages with a simple pitch that Bitcoin made early believers rich, and you missed it. But this new coin was your second chance. She called it OneCoin, the Bitcoin killer, and at London's Wembley Arena in June 2016, thousands of people screamed her name like she was a rock star. Here is how the machine worked, because you bought education packages priced from €140 up to €118,000 with free tokens attached. And you earned commissions for every person you recruited, who earned commissions for every person they recruited, which is not a currency, but a pyramid wearing one's clothes. The machine spread to 175 countries, pulling in farmers from Uganda and pensioners from Germany, and families who sold their homes to buy more coin. By the count of American prosecutors, more than $4 billion flowed in from over 3.5 million victims in barely 2 years of selling. But there was a problem, because a real cryptocurrency needs a blockchain, meaning a public ledger nobody can secretly edit, and OneCoin's price lived on their own website. That price only ever went up because it was not a market at all, but a number, an employee typed into a database whenever headquarters felt generous. Investigators later found the company tracked 3 columns in its spreadsheets: first mined coins, then mined coins real, and then a third column labeled simply fake coins. In August 2015, Ruja wrote an internal email about 1.3 billion fake coins and closed it with 3 blunt words admitting the whole thing was sunk. And then they kept selling for 2 more years, with bigger stages and louder music and glossier promises, while the Queen collected castles of cash behind the curtain. Members who tried to cash out met the same message on repeat, that the exchange is coming soon, which was a soon that stayed permanently parked just over the horizon. Meanwhile, the money sailed offshore through fake investment funds and shell companies, and a £13.5 million London penthouse bought through a Guernsey front. What Ruja did not know was that American agents were already listening, and the people closest to her were quietly becoming the government's favourite new witnesses. Her lawyer was laundering $400 million through the Cayman Islands while the FBI mapped every wire and waited patiently for someone at the top to slip. In the summer of 2017, she flew her brother to Kyrgyzstan, where, according to his sworn testimony, she bought herself a fake passport, just in case. On October 12, 2017, a sealed indictment was quietly filed in New York, and 13 days later she boarded a flight, and investigators believe somebody warned her. That October, thousands of followers packed a Lisbon venue waiting for their queen to take the stage, and for the first time ever the Cryptoqueen simply never appeared. Then came the flight from Sofia to Athens on the 25th of October, and she walked off the plane into the arrivals crowd and out of recorded history. The FBI's own wanted poster carries 2 chilling warnings that she likely travels with armed guards, and she may have altered her whole face with plastic surgery by now. Unconfirmed sightings have placed her in Dubai and Russia and South Africa, though always second-hand and always a step ahead of anyone who came asking questions. Then in 2023, leaked Bulgarian police files told a darker story where an informant claimed she was murdered on a yacht and dropped into the Ionian Sea. That report has never been verified, and the FBI clearly does not buy it, because in 2024 they raised her bounty to $5 million. The bill landed on everyone else, since her co-founder took 20 years and her lawyer took 10, and her own brother testified against her to save himself. Which leaves one strange truth, that the machine's operators are all in prison. Yet the woman who wrote its ledger has never spent a single night in a cell. She never hacked anything because she sold the fear of missing out, and somewhere tonight a plane lands and nobody checks. And the Queen is still missing.